In honor of Pokemon's 20th anniversary today, here are 50 amazing Pokemon facts. Number 4. It is possible for the Minccino in Professor Juniper's opening monologue in Black and White to be a shiny. Magnemite cannot have Levitate. Since the 5th Pokemon movie, each location featured in the movies is based off a real-life location, such as Vancouver and New York City. Speaking of which, Genesect in The Legend Awakened is located in a city based on New York City, the same location that showcased Mewtwo in the first commercial for Pokemon Go. Coincidence? Ho-Oh made its anime debut on April 1, 1997, and its video game debut 2.5 years later on November 21, 1999. Sometimes badges are shown in the anime belonging to trainers who have beaten an unknown gym. Oftentimes the same badge is owned by multiple trainers. The Poochyena in the starter battle is shiny locked in Generation 6 but not Generation 3. Giratina is the only dual-type Pokemon that is weak to both of its types. The coding in the Pokemon Amiibo designate each Pokemon according to their Pokédex numbers, which allows room for potential figures of every single Pokemon. The word evolution was only a fan term until the guide for Pokemon Stadium 2 officially used it as a pun. Pokemon makes a cameo in Grand Theft Auto 5 as a Pokeball bumper sticker. Meryl was nicknamed Pikablue by fans when it was originally revealed due to its resemblance to Pikachu. It was even called as such in the first printing of Topps cards for the first movie. Event Pokemon are officially known as Mythical Pokemon but have only received this designation since 2013. Tomiko Suzuki, a famous voice actress, voiced Jirachi and Jirachi Witchmaker. She died a week and a half before the film's release. It was her final project. Pokemon Picross was originally announced for a 1999 release on the Game Boy. The project was dropped until 2015 when it was finally released on the Nintendo 3DS. Pokemon's 20th anniversary commercial was voted the best Super Bowl commercial of 2016 by YouTube. The final song of Pokemon X and Y, Kiseki, has lyrics. The word Kiseki is Japanese and means miracle. Counting frontier symbols, Ash has obtained a total of 58 gym badges. Slowbro is the only Pokemon that can de-evolve when Shellder is removed from its tail. This actually has yet to be seen. Togepi is listed as Pokemon number 152 on the Mewtwo Strikes Back DVD. Kecleon and the Greninja line, which are the only Pokemon able to naturally have Protein as an ability, are unable to change into Fairy types due to not learning any Fairy type moves. While Arceus has not yet appeared in the Pokemon TV show, the red chain has been used to control Dialga and Palkia and greatly resembles the yellow ring on his body. Generation 6 was the first time a Pokemon did not appear in the anime prior to the airing of its own series. Mega Mewtwo appeared in the movie, but this is technically not a brand new Pokemon. When Mewtwo destroyed the Pokemon Mansion, Dr. Fuji took the captured Mew, which served as a template to clone Mewtwo, back to faraway island in Guyana. It remains there for you to capture in Pokemon Emerald. Tirtuga bears a strong resemblance to an unreleased Pokemon in promotional artwork for Gold and Silver. Pikachu's favorite food is ketchup. There are a total of 20 Vivillon wing patterns. 18 can be obtained in different regions of the real world, and the other 2 are event patterns. Misty is the only girl who specializes in water types. Shroomish can learn Wake Up Slap, and Garbodor can learn Attract. Ew. It's possible to obtain more than one Master Ball in every game since Generation 2. Usually it involves winning the lottery. Don't gamble, kids. Rachel Lillis, who portrayed Misty and Jessie in the 4Kids dub of the anime, returned after the new dub took over to perform the voice of Maylene. The reason Arcanine is the legendary Pokemon is because it was originally supposed to be an actual legendary Pokemon. If you transfer your Pikachu from Pokemon Yellow version to Pokemon Stadium, it will speak with its anime voice instead of its usual game voice. In the games it debuted in, Tangela, the Vine Pokemon, could not learn Vine Whip. There was a Splatfest last week in Splatoon honoring Pokemon's 20th anniversary. The 2 sides were Team Pokemon Red version versus Team Pokemon Blue version. For the majority of the Pokemon Adventures Emerald chapter, Red, Blue, Green, Yellow, and Silver are petrified in stone. They are only liberated at the end of the chapter by a wish to Jirachi. Satoshi Tajiri's original pitch for Pokemon included the idea of legendary Pokemon that are so rare they cannot even be found in the game's coding. Pokemon Black and White began development at the same time as Pokemon Diamond and Pearl in order to give the programmers extra time to work on the graphics and game engine. As of now, the only legendary Pokemon to neither be the stars of a Pokemon movie or to have an arc dedicated to them in the TV show are Cresselia and Ho-Oh. The Voltorb flip game in Heart Gold and Soul Silver is actually slot machines in the Japanese versions of the game. It had to be changed to meet stricter gambling censors in the West. There are red cells on each of Zygarde's forms except its default 50% form. Heatran is the only legendary Pokemon that can be either male or female. In Japan, spin-off Pokemon games are labeled Pokemon instead of Pocket Monsters. Meowth was originally planned to be a playable character in Super Smash Bros. Ninetales and Kurama, a beast from the anime Naruto, are both based off the Japanese legend of Kitsune, which are foxes that breathe fire and have long lifespans. Pokemon has appeared on a Sega console, specifically the educational Sega Pico. Game Freak actually began as a magazine company, not a video game company, although their magazines were made by and for video game enthusiasts. Brock's eyes have opened in the anime exactly 3 times. There's an incomplete song in the coding for Red and Blue. Several versions of it have been released by fans who have guessed what the full song might sound like. Perhaps the most amazing Pokemon fact? Serena has yet to express her love to Ash. Come on, Serena!
Do it! Just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it! Just do it!